In the Python Basics module, we have learned how to use object-oriented programming. So in this module, we are going to use that knowledge and we will learn how to write your GUI application using Tkinter with object-oriented programming. So first I will give you a brief information about the object-oriented programming. Then we will see how you can write the Tkinter application using the OOPS or object-oriented programming. And at the end, we will create a small application that will work as an example for Tkinter with object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is a programming based on the concept of objects, which can contain data and code. So data can be in the form of fields and code can be in the form of methods. So these are the features of object-oriented programming. Modularity for easier troubleshooting, which means in object-oriented programming, we divide the program into small parts or small modules. And if there is any problem in any one of the modules, then we can go ahead and troubleshoot that. So in this way, it is quite easier instead of writing a complete program and then troubleshooting it. Reuse of code through inheritance. So once the code is created, like if you have created a function or if you have created a class, you can use that class in other program as well. So for example, you can see the eye of this robot over here. So this eye of robot can be used for other programs as well. Let's say if you are creating a security camera, there also you can use the same program. And if you want to make any modifications, or then that thing can also be done. You can just inherit the parent class and you can modify it in the child class. Flexibility through polymorphism. So polymorphism is a technique like one thing can have a multiple usage. Let's say if you have created a module, so then that module can be used for different purposes. So let me give you an example with this robot on the right side. So let's say if you have created eye for this robot over here, then this eye can be used for a security camera, for the vlogging cameras, and for other various purposes. Purpose is changing, but the class or the program that you have created or the module that you have created is fixed. So that is the meaning of this flexibility through polymorphism. That means you can use the same program for different purposes. Effective problem solving. So it won't be an efficient if you keep on writing a program again and again to perform a same task. So that is not efficient. If you are writing a program and then you can reuse that program again and again in the program, then that is something actually the need of this software industry. For example, if I have created a class that holds the functioning of this hand, then I can call that class multiple times in order to create more than one hands. So there could be more hands can be added to this robot, and all of them will function in the same way. And all we just need to do is we need to create another object for them. So in this way, that becomes more easy. You don't need to write the code again and again. Things can be done with, you just need to write it once and it will work multiple times. In different situations, you just need to write the code once and you can use it anywhere. So when you have to write an object-oriented program with Tkinter, this is the format for that. First of all, we are going to import the Tkinter. Either you can import a specific module or you can just type asterisk for all the functions. First of all, you have to write a class in lowercase and then you have to provide a name to that class. So in my case, I have provided application, and inside the application, I have to mention TK with capital T and K. So it is basically the one coming from here, from this module, and then def space underscore underscore init underscore underscore and then self. So this is a constructor that we are creating right now. So every time the program will be run, this part, everything mentioned over here will be run at first. And this is super bracket open close dot init. So actually this is used to inherit the part of a program. Since we have not mentioned the name of a parent over here, that's why it is inheriting all the properties of the application. Now what we have to do, we have to write self.title. So self is, whenever we create a class, we have to use the self keyword. So self.title, Python guides, then self.geometry. So this is the title that will appear on the window, and this is the geometry of that window, and this is the background color for that window. So one more benefit of using self over here is if I am going to declare any variable over here, I will be able to use that variable in any of the functions. So later if I am going to create new functions over here, I just need to mention the self keyword in that. I don't need to mention the global keyword in order to use that in other function. And one more thing, there will be a self keyword over here as well. In the end, we have created an object, application bracket open close, and we have stored that object and we have named that object as WS. And in the end, we have started a main loop on that object name. So let me jump into my VS Code editor in order to show you one example. So I have already written the code and I will explain you. So here we have imported Tkinter, all the functions, and we have also imported a message box. So I have written class over here, all in lowercase, and then I have mentioned the name of the class. Inside the name of the class, I have provided one parameter with the name tk, capital T and K. After that, same thing, I have created a constructor over here, and I have also created an inheritance thing over here using the super. Now, self.title will provide a title to the window. So let me run this program. Now this is the application that has been created using this code. So the title you are seeing is created using self.title. Self.geometry is deciding the height and width of this application. Then configure holds the background color for this application. This is the variable I have created for the font, which I have used later in the program for providing the font to this application. Now, if you want to place an widgets, you just need to type self.frame. So frame, since I am creating a frame, then you have to mention the self keyword over here. So self is basically referring to this thing. And if you want to provide any other thing, you can just simply type the name of the window. Let's say if I'll type window over here, then I have to mention window at that point. Instead of self, I have to mention the window. But this is more cleaner way. You just need to type self over here. Now, since it is a frame, I am putting all other widgets inside this frame. So that's why you can see I have written self.frame over here in all the places. So now I have created a label which holds the this name, enter name. Right over here, it has a background color and anchor. Then I have created a age city label. Then I have created entry widgets. For entry widgets, same thing. This is the name of a variable and this is the name of a widget. And then I have this is the container widget. Like in my case, it is frame and then the font. Now this is how you can position the widgets. So self.frame, I am using the name that I have assigned to that widget. Now I am using a grid geometry manager over here. First of all, I have used a pack for the frame, and then I have inside that frame I have placed everything inside using a grid geometry manager. Now in the end, I have created one function over here which is submit button, and inside the function I have to mention self over here. Now this is a message box, so every time the button will be clicked on that application, the message will be shown. The message will be displayed. So if I just fill in some information over here, now I just click on submit. Now you can see that this is the prompt that I am getting. Okay. Now once this class has been created, we have to use this class. So for that we have to create an object. I have created an object with the name WS and the name of the class, bracket open close. Then I have performed a main loop. I have started a main loop over here on the same object name. So it is very easy to embed Tkinter in the Python application. So this is how you can create the Tkinter application using the object-oriented programming. In the next video, we will create a notepad application